Hello, it's me Oggy. In this video I'll be telling you how to make an incubator for reptiles. This one is suitable for water dragons and the jungler type of animals which like it humid. This is the one I used to hatch my baby ones out, which are in the tank next to them. You need pretty much the same things as you needed for the jungler type, which I use for the leopard geckos in the other video, but there's a few minor things you need differently. So it's the same tub which I used in the last video, which is just a normal tummy tank, a heat mat or a heat source. I'll come back to different heat sources that you can use later on in the video. Vermiculite, which is the same, a Stanley knife, which is different, the thermometer, which is the same, the plastic tub, which is the same. Instead of sand now, we're using water and a piece of polystyrene. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take the lid off your tummy tank. You want to add about a centimetre of water. Let's put that in there. So that's just like, there's only about a centimetre of them in there. So the next thing you're going to want to add to that is the heat mat. Not actually in with the water, underneath the tummy tank. There is other heat sources you can use. You can use an aquatic heater, but the water has to be deeper. But last time I tried to use an aquatic heater, I made a little fire in the room and it wasn't good. I pulled it out and it set on fire, and it was a long story. It kind of exploded, but anyway, moving on. You can also just put this tank like this on top of another Viv, which I'll show you later on in the video. So the next thing you're going to need is your little tub. You want to fill this up with vermiculite. So you can chuck the vermiculite in. Exactly the same as the leopard geckos. Have a lid off. At this stage you want to add a bit of water to just get it a bit wet. I won't add water because I don't want to waste the vermiculite. Anyway, the next thing you're going to need are the water dragon's eggs. I haven't got any water dragon eggs on me, so I'm going to use these plastic chicken eggs, which are kind of the same, except they're different colours and different size, but you get the picture. So you want to stick your eggs in like this. Just want to keep going. I got a whole clutch in of 4 eggs before. Just put them in again. It's because it's dry that it's moving around more. When it's wet, it sort of stays like a flat surface. So you stick your eggs in like that. Like bird eggs. Bird eggs you turn. Reptile eggs you don't. If you turn them, you've killed them. So you keep them like that. The next thing you want to do then is put the lid on. Oh, yeah, I'm missing a part of that one. The thermometer. Put the thermometer, dropped it. This is a little one I've got with all the little gauges on down the side. Put it in with the eggs. You can also use an electric thermometer and put the sensor in at this point. You then want to put the lid on. So you want to water the vermiculite every other day. It depends if it needs it, as this way it doesn't need that much water because of the water in the tank. It's like the wall of water, and this is just for the eggs, because it keeps them nice and humid. You don't want to water the eggs, and you want to water the vermiculite. Because the eggs are breathing, it gets quite condensation, builds up on the layer on the lid. So you want to wipe that off so it doesn't drop back onto the eggs, because that leaves marks on the eggs and it isn't that good. So then you want to take this and just put it in the middle of the water, like that. Next thing then you want to do is cut out with your standing knife. Be careful, and just go around the edge of the polystyrene, and you want a tight fitting bit of polystyrene on top of the cage, like that. And you want to push this right down to the bottom, like that. I put little holes in it as well to let the air out and in. And you want to get this quite far down, like that. So if you go over the sides, you can see it like that, and then you can put the lid on like that, and that will do fine. and they'll hatch. But when they do hatch, you've got to make sure when you start checking them, you take this lid off. It is also a good idea if you build a little handle onto this, because it can be quite annoying to keep taking off and on. Just take this off. Very good. It's a good idea to have quite a few of these lids, as they can. I think this was a bit too tight. Right. There you go, that comes off like that. You then, what was I saying? When you notice they're ready to hatch, take this lid off. Just take this lid off. Just easy if you've got two hands. Just take that lid off. Take this lid off like that. Take it out. And then put your polystyrene lid back on. This is only when they're hatching, because the water in there, the air is a bit weird when they come out. So it's better to let them go, and it's easier to know because when the water dragon is ready to be took out of here, it will be swimming around in the moat. It will just start swimming around as a little hatchling, and then you can put it straight into your tank of whatever you want. So you stick them in like that. When it hatches, the egg will collapse and it will crawl out, and it will just go plop onto the side and start swimming. And when I came in, there was like loads of them swimming around the edge. They were just doing little laps. But that's, you only take the lid off when they're ready to hatch. But you still have to keep this one on and the other lid. But the other thing which you can use, if you don't want to use a heat mat, I'll just put that in like that, is, if you look over there, that's where my leopard geckos are. The heat source of my leopard geckos is the heat mat and the top of the red bulb. So that bit of wood up there gets quite hot. So I would put this like this, straight around with the water still in, and position it, I don't know if you can see that there, and position it above the heat lamp of the wood, and that will keep it hot enough. Mine I hatched over my female red-tailed boa's cage. It was just, if I just turn the light on it you can see it better. There you go. You can just see the base of the red heat lamp. The heat rises, goes through the wood, through the water, and heats the eggs up. Go on the internet, find the heat that they need and make sure it's set to the right temperature. Do this a week ahead so you can make sure you have got the right temperature, but it's really easy. And then after, I can't remember the amount of days it takes a water dragon, that you'll just see them, you'll come in one morning and they'll be swimming around in the bottom of the water. And it's that easy to make a humid tank. You need all the water at the bottom to condense, and the heat heats the water up, and then it just makes it nice and humid in the tank, and that's all you need to do it. That's how I've bred all my leopard geckos in the dry version, and this is how I bred my water dragons. It's that easy. So have fun and make your own incubator. Bye.